Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Scatterpot podcast. We're live now?
Yeah, we're live.
Are we doing good? Okay, so as you can see, I can't very well, but I have VR goggles in my head because VR is cool, I think. But these guys are just so surprising. All right, so should I hit play now?
Yes.
Okay.
Look at the thing.
We should have this on screen.
Oh my, why did the door close? Where do I go?
It's gonna walk you.
Hey,
through
Huber,
it.
speak into your microphone.
It's gonna
it
walk you
walks
through
me?
it.
How do I move?
You don't move, it's a YouTube video.
Yeah.
Oh, so
It's
I just
not-
stand here?
Yeah.
I could hear something. What the actual Oh, sorry. There are doors opening and closing. I can hear it, I swear. Oh my gosh! That's a little ghost girl. Oh, it's moving me. Why is this happening? What's that? Is that a knife on the ground? Oh, is that a person?
Sorry to all our audio listeners, but this is too funny to pass up. We have Josh in a horror VR simulator.
Oh, it's
thing.
a horror.
Yeah.
You haven't figured that out, so please watch this on YouTube.
Oh my god! Oh!
We should. You will at least be able to see Josh's stupid face throughout all this.
That was a knife. And it just got thrown at a door. And of course there's a little like box thing playing.
That's right.
It's like a musical device. That's a mattress. Oh, that painting. Oh, what the?
I heard that.
Yeah, we can semi
It's
hear.
gonna jump scare you 100%.
Why? Is it the painting? Please don't tell me it's the painting.
He's looking all around.
He's just like, yo, dude.
Oh my god! You're a
Is that it? That
butthole.
should be
I
it.
think that's it, yeah.
Alright.
All right, headset off. Welcome to the world of the living, Josh.
That was terrifying.
Huber, I'm gonna try that after we're done recording this week.
Well, it wasn't terrifying. It was pretty bad, especially without my glasses on. Like the
Oh,
quality that my eyes can actually take up is bad.
so it's just
But it was good. I mean, if I had my glasses, I probably would have looked way better. But that was fun.
So, we did discuss VR last time,
We did.
and Huber purchased this headset. Now, also, as our fans know, the last two episodes we recorded 2 weeks ago. We recorded on one day because of finals week. But now we're back to our weekly recordings.
Yes.
So it's been a while. I haven't seen you boys in a bit.
I haven't seen you guys in a pretty minute.
What have you guys been up to?
Life.
Oh yeah, I forgot we have to get Huber's camera set up now. Make sure you turn off screen recording, because then you'd have two recordings of the same.
It's off.
Alright, now set up your phone and we'll get that set up. But Josh, tell us what your the last 2 weeks of Josh Lee's life have been like.
Pretty hectic.
While we set up this camera.
Pretty hectic. So, what happened last week? Last week, I let me try to recall everything. Goodness gracious, there was so much. Honestly, there was so much. But so
Oh, there it
I
is.
started off my week working at the church on Monday, which I normally do.
That's right.
And while I was there, my pastor pulls me into the office and is like, "Hey, so I was thinking about you," and then I was talking to
That was just so I can get Huber's camera synced up.
just aggressively clapping. Oh, woo! But
Alright,
sorry, audio listeners.
continue.
And
Watch
he's
us
like,
at YouTube at the Scatterpot Podcast.
and he was basically like, so I was talking to my son Jesse, who I do youth ministry with him, and he was like offered something from someone at a gym. It had to do with like a job. That sounded cryptic as all get out.
Yeah.
But basically, Jesse had mentioned to this guy that he was going to be leaving that gym, finding work at another gym, and he says, "Oh, so are you looking for work?" And then he's like, "Well, what kind of work are you talking about?" And that's when the whole restoration thing came up, and then my pastor was like, "It's going to pay a lot more than what you're making now, and there is like overtime, which is the overtime I think rate is time and a half.
Yeah,
for
that's
$18 an
average.
hour.
That's average overtime stuff, dude. No, working those like crummy jobs, they suck doing the work, but like you get paid.
That's what I heard. So it's 18
'Cause-
an hour.
Because
with
Huber and
the
I have both
overtime.
worked in warehouses, and like they're not the most glamorous of jobs, but they pay you pretty pennies.
And
They pay you a couple pretty pennies.
it sounds like a great opportunity. I just have to go interview with them. And I had to recreate. So I went to Photoshop actually, and I recreated my and updated my resume. That took a while and it was pretty difficult, but it was worth it.
Yes.
And sent that to him. Then got the interview for tomorrow. Yes, tomorrow. I know I'm not supposed to be doing timelines, right?
Well, tomorrow.
I mean, yeah, tomorrow. Like, you haven't said what day you're getting your.
That's right. So it's tomorrow.
Yes.
As my
Could
interview.
be the 14th.
Or it could be
The 27th.
Or it could be. Hold on, doing mental math. The 21st.
Oh, it could be that. I
Yes.
hope. One day soon. What happened, King?
Your face was just not lined up.
Well, now
Now you're
I'm
lined up. No, so here's the thing. I told both of you that I had something planned for this episode.
You did. What is
I
it?
did. All right.
Why is there?
What?
Oh, never mind.
Yeah, you know what this is.
Yes.
So this is actually not it. But all right. So we just went to the future with that VR headset.
That was fun.
But let's go back to the past. I want both of you to close your eyes. I want
You first.
both of you
You
to
first,
close your eyes.
You close your eyes first, Hubert.
Okay. Ready?
3,
2,
2, 1.
All right. The year is
Oh,
2010.
Oh, that's a bad year. Such a bad year.
It wasn't that bad of a
I
year.
hated that
Uh,
year.
All right, so it's
That's when
2010.
Hubert
Okay.
molested me.
what?
It's
That's more like
2000
you most
It's
did.
2010.
Hubert, I never
You're
did any
chilling,
such
living
thing,
your
you little
carefree
chipmunk.
life. You're living your carefree life. You're down at the local Sparkles, skating out like a
Yeah.
monster,
Boom, boom.
skating to DJ's Fallen in Love.
Mhm.
I don't remember that.
You know that song. It's the one that goes ba 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 ba.
Oh,
ba.
yeah.
The one that had that Minecraft parody.
Usher, Usher.
So you're dancing to that. You're feeling it. You're juving and you're jiving.
Mhm.
And then you run into the coolest guy at that place.
Who's that?
Well, question. What is on that guy's arm? What does the coolest guy in 2010 have on his arm?
A tattoo?
No, those stupid little things. The rubber things that cost like $1 for a pack of 10.
I don't know.
Stri-
He's got the bracelets.
Yeah.
Right?
What are they called though?
The rubber bracelets.
I'm waiting for you guys to tell me.
I don't know.
What does
I
the
don't
coolest guy in
remember.
2010 have?
I can't remember. I wasn't cool in 2010.
You
nor
were
will I
cool in
ever be.
2010.
Was I?
Yes.
Did I have one of those on my wrist?
You had something on your wrist.
Oh, was
My-
it one of
my
those?
eyes are
One of the,
open.
wasn't those fit bands that had like the little thingies in it?
Yeah,
No. All right, keep your eyes
Oh.
closed. I'm going to give you a handful of something.
Oh my god.
You
Keep your
found them?
Found him.
Keep your eyes closed right here.
Oh, yes.
Oh yes.
And then you can open your eyes once I hand them to you.
Oh my gosh! I know what it is.
Silly Bandz.
Oh,
Silly
that's what they're
Bandz.
called.
As soon as you put it in my hand, I was like, I know what it is.
Dude, I had an epiphany and I just thought back on Silly Bandz.
Why were these so popular
I
again?
really don't know.
Dude, I don't know.
But I remember people would stack them on their wrists.
I
and then
know.
they'd be like, "Oh, I have this
Dude, and
one,"
I got-
they would like go through the 40 million on their
I
wrists.
got
and take 'em out.
124 of them for $10 on Amazon.
Oh.
And some of them are really crappy.
Well, the man who made Silly Bandz, I remember he was an instant millionaire
Oh yeah.
for a little bit. And
Now,
then
here's
Silly
the
Bandz
thing.
just
I'm going to
died.
show you guys my personal favorite Silly Band out of all of them that I found. And it's this one.
Whoa.
I
You
know,
guys-
right?
You guys, whoa, hello.
It's a famale.
Well, do you guys remember
Hold-
that
oh,
wait,
Adult
this one.
Swim?
Hold on. Oh yeah, that's a stiletto boot. But like, look, hold on. So this is my favorite one. This woman, because I can never get a woman. And Huber, I know you couldn't get a woman, so I found a second one of the women.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
The Wayman.
And so you get a woman as well. Josh, you don't get a woman. Cause
No, but
have
you
one.
remember that TV show with the soda drink, the meatball?
Aqua Teen Hunger Force.
Yep.
Wow. Shake,
The shake.
dude.
I like the shake.
Yeah, no. So I
Shake.
ordered so many of these, and some of them are so crappy, but there's like, just dude, people would have like these all up their sleeves.
I don't know what that is. I don't know what
Let me
this
see
is.
it.
either.
I know what all of them are supposed to be at least. So let me see which one we were confused about.
It looks like.
Oh, it's supposed to be a hot dog, I think.
I think it kind of looks like a hot dog. What do you think, Hubert?
Yeah, I think it's a hot dog.
I hate hot dogs.
See, look, this is a spider.
Ouch, my neck.
And also, my favorite thing about them is that they said most of these packages. So when I bought them, they came in packs of 24.
Oh, these are a pair of lippies.
Ooh.
So like they came in a pack of 24, and so I got like a crap ton of packs of 24.
Right.
Why?
Well, no, it's because I ordered like 100 something of them, and they came in multiple packs of 24.
This is Bart Simpson's head.
It's supposed to be French fries, actually.
Oh.
And so like what happened is all of them said keep their shape, glows. Well, no, it was glows in the dark, never loses their shape. None of them glow in the dark.
They've
and
lost
some of
their
them,
shape.
some of them lost
This
their
is
shape.
supposed to be lipstick, and it's super funky.
This
10
is
out of
supposed
10,
to be a
dude.
snail, and it's there. But that's why the woman, look at that. Look at those defined features.
Those defined feminine
Defined
features.
I know. So Hubert, you and I now have girlfriends.
I
Josh,
have
you
another
don't
one,
get
dude.
one.
Look at that.
I don't
Cheerleader.
need one. I've got.
That's a cool one.
I've got a 3D girl.
Yeah.
You weeb.
Oh, this is supposed to be a guitar, and it's.
Oh,
kinda like
actually,
this.
hold on. I will give $10 to whoever can guess what this is supposed to be.
A dragon.
What? Let me see. A Pegasus. No, it is a dragon.
You're
No.
both close. It's like
It flies, right?
it's supposed to be a two-headed dragon.
What?
What?
It's supposed to be two
What are
separate.
the wings?
That'd be a
I don't know. It's just two heads.
I got a
You were
trumpet.
both really close, but dude,
And,
like, look at
I
this.
got an acoustic guitar.
Look, I got a hatchet.
Bro.
Tarsha! Oh, I just threw that behind the couch. That's, dude.
I got a poodle.
You got a poodle?
I got a poodle.
See, I think I now remember
Poodle.
why these were so popular.
Because they were stupidly annoying to fun and look. Was this a pipe?
Let me see what.
Yeah.
This does look like a pipe. I know because I smoke them.
Let me see it. That's
it's a
supposed to be a musical note.
Oh.
What is this? What is this? What is that?
And I just confessed I smoke pipes on live broadcast.
Oh, look at this, boys! I got a saxophone.
Battle Axe Battle, my
One
friends.
broke.
Check out.
No! Hold on, boys. Look, I got a saxophone.
Oh.
No. I don't know what this is. Another acoustic guitar. This looked just like something.
That's supposed to
hot
be.
dog
That's a
for
hot
sure.
dog. That's a hot dog.
But you look at it from first glance.
Oh, dude, look.
Looks like a pee-pee.
It's right.
This is supposed to be a wedding ring. Josh, you need a wedding ring.
That's a... Yeah, where's your wedding ring, dude?
right there.
Oh.
Oh, damn.
It's rubber like our Silly Bandz.
Your love is like Silly Bandz. Glows in the dark and never loses its shape.
Oh man, I got a song coming up. What the heck is this supposed to be?
Let me see. That's supposed to be a cheerleader jumping up with her pom-poms in the air.
Oh
You can
my
tell the legs.
God, it didn't look anything like that.
It looks
Looks like broccoli almost.
Hold on. I got a better
broccoli.
This is what, look, this is what mine looks like.
Dude, look, I got like... I just
Another
realized
pair
we
of
just spent
lips.
like the last 5 minutes.
Kanan, you lied. I've
What?
got lady too. She just is very misshapen.
Oh,
I've got lady.
look
too.
out, Hannah. There's a new girl into... Ah! Women are just fawning all over me.
Women. I've got a ring over here. I've got a butterfly.
They're everywhere. Josh, save me from the women.
Oh, Kanan.
It's a
If I could
curse.
only save you from the women.
Dude, it's my curse.
I think this is a crab claw.
Wait,
Ah!
wait, let me see. There's no crab claw one.
Oh,
I can't eat.
That's supposed to be a Viking helmet. It's just misshapen.
I got a little wormy. Little,
You got a vermy worm?
Vermy.
Dude,
I'm gonna keep.
I'm
my
gonna be
wiener
honest. This
right
this
here.
one's supposed to be lipstick, but I thought this was like a caliber bullet, like a like look at this. This looks more like a bullet. Than,
Yeah, just like that bullet.
oh, that's a shield, Josh.
Das ist a shield.
Das ist shield. Speaking,
X.
hold on. All right.
X is shield.
Ice cream cone beats shield.
No.
So all right. So let's get off the Silly Bandz.
Not in my anime universe.
Did you just throw a tomahawk at me? All right, to get off the Silly Bandz.
Get him off. Get him off of me.
Let's talk about things that have happened in the last 2-week period. Technically a week for the viewer, but 2 weeks for us.
World War III started.
World War III started, yes.
When?
Josh Lee finally saw Endgame.
I did.
But before we talk about Endgame a little bit with Josh, let's talk about things Josh hasn't done.
Like World War III?
Yes.
Like the banner.
Like the banner. Wow, I'm upset about that. Life has been relatively busy, subjectively busy for myself.
Subjectively busy.
Yeah, because on an outsider, it may seem objectively not busy, but to me, it is subjectively busy. Are you playing me a sad melody on your tiny violin? Or
well, no, it's an electric guitar.
Or sad melody.
Also, I'm really upset none of you really got the DJ's DJ's Gotta Fall Us in Love.
Huber,
Yes.
how often did you go and skate, Sparkles? When there was a school event?
Yeah, when there's a school event, and then maybe once or twice, or maybe 3 or 4
Or
times.
birthdays.
Like, yeah, actually that's about it. I didn't just go there to
Well,
skate.
I remember,
Josh,
I
as you-
rarely went there to skate. I went to
Hold on.
78 skate.
See, I went to Sparkles because it's literally right there.
It is right there.
I mean, and also back when I went to Sparkles, that was before it was like a drug town, pretty much.
Yeah, because now it's like you go in there, there's drugs, prostitution. It's
you-
basically a club.
Yeah.
And they're all like 30-year-old. No, they're like 80-year-old women.
I know there's some like I remember when it was really weird and like a lot of people had this like stereotypical gossip about 78 skate and Sparkles on a Friday night where it was like there was 13-year-olds and there was 18-year-olds and the 18-year-olds were always trying to hit on the 13-year-olds.
Yeah.
And it was really weird and it was always what you heard. And then you would always hear the stories of 13-year-olds being like, "Take me now" in the bathroom, and it was just like
There you go.
I always wanted to
That
be
never
like,
happened to me at Sparkles.
I always wanted to be like the one to go there and like observe these things, but I was always too afraid to go because I was like, what if I get molested? Or what if worse? No one
I molest
notices me.
someone. I molest someone. Or even worse, you're like Kanan and no one wants you.
You say, "Hi, how's it going?" "I'm Batman."
I'm Batman.
Ah!
Oh, Hubert, you actually named the last episode.
No, you were.
You actually came up with a name on the last episode.
Pounces on you.
Pounce
Ooh
on-
woo.
No, so, yeah. So the thing is that I was listening to the episode and I was trying to think of what to name it.
Pounces on you.
And at the very end, when I said, I'm like, Hubert, try. And I'm like, you were going through the closing bit, and I'm like, Hubert, do it really, really fast. And I'm like, go, try it. And you go, pounces on you. And I was just,
I remember that video was like just came out.
oh,
And
woo.
Ooh woo.
Oh, woo.
Oh, woo.
Dude,
So
we gotta
I
take on.
finished. I finished
Give
not
me the
only
Silly
Endgame.
Bandz, Hubert.
I
You're- No wonder these got banned from school. You're too distracted.
Yes. I finished Endgame,
Yes,
and
let's
I
talk
finished
Endgame.
and I finished Mob Psycho season 2 subbed.
Let's talk Endgame, because I haven't seen Mob Psycho Season 2 yet.
Oh, it's so good.
Dude, alright.
Fight scenes. Oh my god.
Oh my god. Alright.
Oh.
So, when did you see it?
Endgame? Mother's Day, actually. My mom and dad
Really?
wanted to go see it for Mother's Day. I was like, okay.
That sounds like...
And I cried.
You cried?
I cried.
You cried.
I cried.
You cried
I
when
cried like Big Baby.
Peter Parker.
Wait,
Yes.
Yeah.
I cried when...
what? Wait, what?
I
Yes.
cried... what was it? So... Now, what moment did I cry? I like got teary-eyed when it was just Captain America standing alone. And all of a sudden you see...
Oh, the big...
And I went, holy... I was like, oh my gosh. Dude, I was freaking out. And I was so excited. But during the, like... okay, so did we know beforehand that he was able to hold a hammer?
So, okay.
Actually,
Or was that myth?
I read into it some more. He could lift it in Age of Ultron. He just didn't.
See, that's the thing. People say... So, in Avengers Age of Ultron, the second Avengers movie...
Right.
There's a whole scene where they make the joke, like... It's not that you're worthy, it's a trick. And they're like... And so they're all drunk and they're all trying it out. Hawkeye tries it out. He couldn't get it lifted. Tony tries it out.
In the Iron Man suit.
He does it by himself first with like the trying to use leverage. Then him and War Machine both tried in the Iron Man suits. They can't. And then Cap goes up to try it, and it squeaks. It goes squeak. And so it shows that he was slightly worthy, and everybody. And they did that scene to build up to the scene essentially at the end where Vision just goes, "Here's your hammer," and everybody's just like, "Oh!"
That scene I heard is because the power of the stone was more powerful
Yeah.
than the magic on the hammer.
Well, yeah, and also there's the debate: is a robot worthy because the robot doesn't have a soul, and they make that discussion of like an elevator can pick up the hammer, but an elevator's not worthy. It's just an so like it's the debate on whether Vision has a soul or not, and that's the debate they sort of have at the end. Like, is Vision truly worthy? Is it the power of the stone, or is it because he's a robot?
Yeah, and I thought it was so funny how Thor, like, after the scene in the beginning and after he does what he does to Thanos, I was just like,
hold on, quick question. Technically, the spoiler ban on this movie has been raised. The directors say we're allowed to spoil it now.
oh, good. They did that on Twitter or something?
Well, so they had like a thing that says, don't spoil Endgame, we'll tell you when you can. And then, like, I think it was not this past Monday, but last Monday, they were like, spoiler ban lifted, you can now,
so
like,
when Thor in the beginning of the movie just comes up with his axe, just slices Thanos' noggin off.
yes.
Yeah.
I mean, I remember watching that, and then the scenes that unfolded after that, and then when we see Thor again in New Asgard, I freaking cried laughing when you hear Rocket say, "You look like melted ice cream."
You look like melted ice. No, my favorite thing that the Avengers movies have brought me, Infinity War and Endgame, both of them had these great things called memes without spoilers, but with no context, and they were spoilers for the movie,
Right.
but only if you've seen the movie, and it's like vague references from the movie. And, like, I remember for this one, it was the number 3000 and a dude crying his eyes out, which, think about
yes,
it.
now I remember.
And
Yeah,
so
that made me
that
cry.
whole thing. And then there was one that was just melted ice cream. And, like, there were so many different ones of those. Like,
That's
it was, I loved that movie so much. And Huber and I saw it Thursday night, first showing that we could.
And then how many times have you seen it, Kanan?
I've seen it 3.
I think I've seen it way more than that.
No, I've only seen it 3 times.
You like texted me. I was looking for my phone. That is right there. I was looking for it because I thought you said that, like, I'm gonna go see Endgame for the 5th time, and I was like,
No, I've only seen it 3.
oh,
I've seen it once.
I've seen it once.
I'm probably gonna go see it again.
It's a good. I'd
Because
love
the
to
thing
watch
is,
it again.
I'm part of AMC Stubbs A-list, so I can see up to 3 free movies a week, and
Golly.
so
That's really awesome.
I just get to go see. I just go see movies when I want to go see them, and I can't say like, I legit was just chilling out one day, and I was like, I want to go see Endgame
Again.
and I went to the theater, didn't pay for my ticket, just like scanned my app, and watched it again. And so like, I've seen Endgame 3 times. I love that movie so much. My favorite. All right, Josh. 2-part question. What do you think is the funniest line in Endgame, and what do you think is the coolest line in Endgame?
Hubert, could you even answer that question?
Go.
No, because it's been a little bit since
Yeah,
I've seen
I
the movie.
know. Same. I only saw it once, and I was so involved in the movie where I wasn't like trying to remember those things, I guess. And like there were things that stuck with me, but not much. So like if I could figure out in my mind what was my favorite moment, funniest moment, or no, coolest moment and funniest moment.
No.
Funniest moment first.
Funniest line
Oh, line.
and coolest line.
Funniest line.
Yeah, and also the reason why I was like, hold on, is because it paused recording, but like we didn't lose it, so it's just continuing going, so we didn't miss much. But if there was like an awkward jump, basically I asked Josh what is the funniest line in Endgame and what is the coolest line in Endgame.
Probably the awkward silence there. Sorry, I was thinking of that. I think funniest line for, and is this for me or just in my opinion, what was the funniest line?
Yeah, in your opinion, what was the
My
funniest
opinion,
line?
the funniest line would have probably been when Spider-Man first comes back, and it was weird because I don't know why it made me laugh so hard, but he immediately went up to Tony and was like, we were in space still, and I was Ash, and then I like must have passed out or something, and then like Tony just hugs him. I don't know, like I know it was a touching moment, but like everything that led up to that was funny for me because I love Spider-Man. I love seeing him. Or maybe when he said, suit, insta-kill mode.
Oh,
And he
Oh,
starts
yeah.
getting freaking surrounded.
all right, so that's your idea of the funniest line. What's the
Yeah.
coolest line in Endgame?
Coolest line in Endgame.
In my mind, there are only 2 acceptable answers for this one.
Oh.
Noob Master
I am
69.
Iron Man.
Yes,
That was my favorite.
that's your
Coolest
all right.
moment.
So Huber, what do you think is the funniest line and coolest line of Endgame?
Hmm.
Yeah. That was a funny moment. That whole scene was great.
Wait, which scene?
Fortnite.
Oh, the Fortnite noob master.
Hey, he called me. What did he call him again?
Noob Master 69.
Well, no, that's it. That was his
Master
name.
69
Noob-
called him something, and he.
Oh, he
told
called
Thor.
him. I think he called him a D head.
Yeah. Thor.
Hey,
Just call me. Just call me a head again.
Give me that.
Give me that.
He goes, noob master.
Is this Noob Master
69.
69?
And he goes,
Hey,
like,
he's me, Thor.
It is me, Thor again.
"You better log off this game, or I will fly over to your basement, to the basement you dwell in, rip off your arms and shove them up your butt. Go cry to your dad, you little weasel." Thanks, Thor.
Yeah, that's
Thanks,
pretty
Thor.
good.
Those two are funny. The little thingy, and I thought it was so funny how he just had pizza all over him, and he was just like,
Yeah. No. All right. So Huber, funniest and coolest line.
I just did my funniest line for that.
All right. What's the coolest? Are you gonna go with I Am Iron Man again?
No, that's a gay line, dude. That wasn't even in the. If you're a true Marvel fan, that wasn't even in the original movie.
Yeah, but it
Script.
was in the It's in the
Yes.
actual movie that released. They went back and reshot the scene of Iron Man because originally Iron Man said nothing, just snapped. But then like someone said, "Why doesn't he say I am Iron Man?"
because Thanos had just said, "I."
And
am."
so like the thing is that they went back and
Inevitable.
reshot that
Yes,
scene,
shot.
which makes so much sense because that's how he started the MCU. Just like end of Iron Man 1. I am Iron Man. Now.
Yes.
Yes. Well,
Well,
I'm assuming the only two acceptable ones are I'm Iron Man and Avengers Assemble by Captain America.
That was dope.
That was a dope line.
So yeah, that was probably one of the cooler lines.
Now, you guys both forgot my personal pick for the funniest line.
What?
Cap, I think that's America.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
that
duh.
was great.
That's
that was
in my
great.
mind the funniest
Oh,
line of
man.
the movie.
100%. That
Cap-
was that was
he's
a
like,
good gag.
In my mind, that's America. And he does the little salute and shit.
Mhm.
Oh,
Yeah,
was
that's
good.
my
I could do this
And
all
then
day.
after Captain
Oh,
America
I
beat him,
know.
after Captain America beat himself,
Yeah, I know, he
he
goes
went,
like,
"Yeah, that
that
is
is-
America's."
And yeah, that's a great line. That's my personal favorite for
What
funniest
I'm
line.
confused about is,
What?
well, not confused.
I'll
about,
answer your
it
question.
kind of made sense
No, I'll answer all your
when
MCU questions.
Captain America goes back in time
Yes.
to put all the stones back where they
yes.
belong in their timelines.
Yes.
He, of course, stays and lives a life with her.
With
And then
Peggy.
how did he get back to that moment? And
So
why did he give the shield to
Sam.
Falcon? to
Well,
Sam?
all right. So first off, to answer your first question, the director said, it's like a whole story that we just don't know what happens. We don't know what his life did. But the thing is, he would have to travel back to that point because technically he can't just live out time.
Mhm.
He'd have to travel back to that point in time. So we don't know when or where, but the director said that's like a whole story that
Yeah, because
like
I was
there-
thinking about
there
it.
are
and I was
multiple
like,
layers.
how would that affect his past reality, and how the past reality did things?
Well,
It
okay.
may not even do anything because he just was like, "I'm here. I know there's another me
Tec-
doing things, but I'm here with you."
Yes. So like technically the way they set up time travel is that any change doesn't change the future, it makes a new branch reality. They go with the
Right, they do
branch
the
reality,
branch reality.
idea. So the thing is that so there is a timeline where there are two Captain Americas. It's just one's living with Peggy while the other one does what Captain America did until he was in the ice and then came back out, did the Avengers and all that jazz.
Mhm.
So he basically created a new timeline, and he did all that. And the reason, think about it, the reason he gave it to Sam, because
I guess they had a good relationship.
well, no, think about it like this: imagine if you were a normal civilian, okay,
right.
and you hear Captain America's retiring, and he gives his shield to a person that no more than a couple years ago was a terrorist.
Right. Bucky would not.
Because
be
Bucky
a good
was
terrorist.
a straight up terrorist for a bit. And that was the whole thing in Winter Soldier and Civil War.
Yeah.
He was a straight up terrorist. And also, technically, Bucky's still brainwashed, so, like, I don't think Bucky
Yeah,
trusts
they could
himself with a
activate-
shield.
Yeah.
Like, Sam was a safe choice. And
Makes
then also in
sense.
the comics, Falcon and the Winter Soldier both get Cap shield in different points in time. But the Falcon is the more accepted one.
Right, because he's a little bit more virtuous and
Yeah.
integrity. Like with his integrity is pretty intact,
Mhm.
and that's something that Captain America always valued. He was always the moral high ground taker.
Yeah. And like, I mean, Bucky's a great character, and in the movies we love him, but like, you have to realize he's a bad person.
And was it just my movie, or did you guys see it too? Did you stay to the end through the credits?
Yes.
Yeah, so
Just the sound.
it was just a release trailer for
Well, so-
Spider-Man,
so that's-
and then there
that
was
was
a
different.
sound that I
Alright, so
I have
here's the
not
thing.
heard the sound. I don't know what the sound
Okay,
is. Me and my sister waited, and we didn't hear any sound.
So when Huber and I went on Thursday night, they did not play the Spider-Man trailer.
Okay.
And that was because the Spider-Man trailer hadn't released. When I went to go see it my third time, didn't Tom Holland in the beginning was like, hey, there's a trailer for the Spider-Man movie, but it's going to play at the end of the movie because, like, there was a little thing that, like, Tom Holland, the actor who plays Spider-Man, like, he did a whole speech, like...
I didn't hear that.
Basically,
it just jumped right into the,
okay,
the
so yeah,
trailer.
when I went to go see it, they had a little thing. It's like, hey, guys, hope you enjoy Endgame. We're going to show you a new trailer for the Spider-Man movie after the movie because it contains Endgame spoilers.
Right.
So... It's like and
that
then
makes sense.
but when Huber and I went, it just went through the credits and then it played the sound, and the sound.
What was the sound?
So I when I watched it the second time, I listened to it more carefully and I looked back through the MC. It's definitely an anvil hitting metal.
Yeah. I think I heard that too. Then.
So the thing
but
is
it
that-
wasn't. I guess it wasn't as very like obvious.
It was not obvious, definitely. Like if you weren't listening for it,
You won't hear it.
you wouldn't notice. So like it was an anvil getting hit with metal, and unless I'm mistaken, the only time an anvil and metal that noise was used was in Iron Man 1 when he's in the cave building the first Iron Man suit.
Right. That's the sound I think.
So the thing is that it could just be a callback to that, or I doubt it has any significance to the future of the MCU. I think it's just like a fun callback, but I'm pretty
Maybe
sure
his
the only
daughter?
time we hear the ting, yeah, Morgan Stark.
she decided because she always was getting his stuff. Remember in the she comes out of the tent, she's got mom's helmet on.
Yeah,
It's like, how'd you get this?
yeah. So like,
She obviously was pretty clever.
Yes.
and then also, the line that got
She
me
made
hard.
That glove with the light on it. I think she made that herself too, because it looked like a kid made it.
Well, it was. I mean, we don't know.
I don't know.
No, but that whole the line that got me towards the end was the cheeseburger line. It's like, I want cheeseburgers. Like, your dad liked cheeseburgers, and I went,
Cheeseburger.
I do too.
I want chicken nuggets. But no, like I love because you got to realize before Endgame came out, I watched all the MCU movies, so all of them were fresh in my mind, which made Endgame so much better because they do the time travel thing.
Yeah,
and like
I bet that was good. I want to go back and watch all of them again.
And so like I had a blast watching Endgame, and me and Huber's theater like went bonkers during the end.
This
I
is
bet.
pretty good.
It was
Pretty
like
good.
it was so because everyone was just like ah! just cheering, and then freaking like Huber and I both had the same thought. I asked him afterwards, the scene where Thor's pinned to the ground and Thanos is pushing the axe into his chest, and then you see Mjolnir just kind of. Huber and I both thought that it was going to be Thor making a joke like, you should have gone for the head, and then hitting him with the hammer. And then he doesn't say the line, and he gets hit in the head with a hammer, and we're like, oh, that's a missed opportunity. The hammer flies past him, and
the Captain America's hand.
Theater went nuts.
Oh, I bet. My theater even went nuts. It was just like that was a moment of yeah.
Like everyone
because
went,
when he equipped the hammer, he sort of freaking
He started going off.
Dude,
I literally
no.
sat in my chair, and my wife laughed so hard when I did this, but like, because like I said a bad word, but I went, "Go, Captain, beat his ass!" And I was like, "Kill that SOB!" I was pissed.
Dude,
I wanted Thanos to die so bad. And then when Captain Marvel came, I was like,
Did-
"What are you good for? You told us you could kill Thanos. You did not." Pissed me off.
No, so the thing is that the first time we saw it, like, Cole stood up and cheered when Captain America grabbed the hammer. Like, it was, everyone was cheering. And the second time I went with Noah Davis, the guy in front of me just went like he had a spasm in his chair.
I can see that. I can literally see that happening.
Like, you can vision it perfectly, just like a guy like, oh my. And so, like, that happens. And, like, I mean, I don't hate Captain Marvel as much as everyone else does. I just don't. And that's a thing.
That's good.
I just don't.
I mean, Captain America, not Captain America, Captain Marvel
Mhm.
is not like a bad character. I don't think she's awful. I mean, her real life kind of personality is pretty.
Well, that's the
But-
thing. Like, what are you talking the actress's real life personality? Or
Yeah,
like,
because she's like
Larson.
a hardcore feminist and is like really
Yeah.
kind of vulgar.
I mean,
but
The thing is, it was funny.
And
like
she has no butt.
You saw that picture?
yeah,
I
no,
saw?
that meme's always the funniest. It's just like, it's like Captain Marvel, Captain America. It's just, but what was I thinking? So when I was talking to Cole after I watched the movie for the first time, and he was talking about, I hated that scene with all the female Avengers and them all teaming up, and I'm like, Cole, I'm not sure about you, and this is no, I love women. Like,
That's perfect. Oh, you got him so good with that.
and so the thing
That
is
is
that
good.
I looked at Cole and Cole's like, I'm like, Cole, it's because you're sexist. Like, yeah, I partially am. I'm like, personally, and I'm like, I love women.
Listen, Cole. I understand your little man balls were a little bit frizzled there. Mine were joyful.
I wouldn't say my balls were joyful, but
Alright.
I just sort of made the joke. And also, this is a note to all of our viewers. I love women. Josh just got a little...
Death to humor.
No, dang. What was I thinking? I was thinking of something. It was...
There's gonna be a Captain
Hey,
Marvel
we
2.
should speculate
There's gonna
on
be,
Spider-Man: Far From Home.
Nah.
Nah,
because-
dude.
Well, this
Nah.
is something that I think is going to happen because now Tony has a on my forehead. Now Tony has a daughter,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm really hoping, even if it is just moments like that are very minimal, not really important to the story,
Mm-hmm.
that we see it in the Spider-Man movie where like Peter Parker goes and visits Pepper and the little girl and like becomes like her older
Pepper.
brother. Wouldn't that be
Oh.
cool? Because he was kind of like a son to Iron Man.
Fair. And, like, I mean, they could do some interesting things with that.
I think that'd be cool. I just think that'd be like a family side of the Marvel universe that I always enjoy.
What was I thinking about? I was thinking of something. I don't know. But, yeah, so Avengers Endgame, fantastic movie. It was so much fun to watch.
10 out of 10.
It's so good. And, like, the thing is that it's unfair because that movie's so good because of the other movies.
Right.
And, like,
The fact that time travel came into it, I honestly was not expecting that.
I
all.
was. I
was not expecting it at all. Because like I was thinking, 'cause you guys said they're gonna bring everyone back. I was like, or you guys
Well, so, like, the thing
speculated
is
on
that-
it with me, and I was like, but how? I don't understand how they
hold
can
on.
do that.
I guessed what they were gonna do mentally, and the reason why is because Ant-Man and the Wasp, which was before Avengers Endgame, was so prevalent on the quantum realm.
It was.
It was so, and they mentioned how time works differently down
That's
there,
true.
and how it's in between time. So like, and then Ant-Man gets stuck, and I'm like, it's gonna be Ant-Man gets out. Ant-Man's gonna tell them about the quantum realm. They're gonna use the quantum realm to stop him. And I said, to what extent, I do not know how, but they're gonna use the quantum realm. And then I'm like, possibly time travel, but I'm not 1,000% sure. And then
I wonder if what made Iron Man think about it, because I actually like thought back to that moment when Doctor Strange came back and Iron Man kind of says, "Is this the one
it's
out of
like-
14 million?" Or is that what it was? 14 million?
Yes.
yeah,
It was,
Um,
something like that.
Yeah, it's like 140.
no, it's
14
14
million. I
million.
think it's 14 million. But he says, "I
If
can't
I
tell you,
yeah,
it won't happen."
if I tell you what
Um,
happens, it won't happen.
But like the fact that I feel like he was sitting down and when he started actually working on the
Mhm.
idea of it, I don't know what it was, but something clicked in his mind, and I feel like looking back at that moment, that was him realizing this is why he gave up the stone.
Yeah. And, well,
and
like,
even
and that's
when
the thing.
when Hulk went actually back in time and talked to her and
Mhm.
said, "Then why did he do this?"
Yeah,
she
and
was like,
he's
"Well, then I'm gonna
yeah,
give it
he's
up."
the best of and like that's the thing. Like I was like, it has to be something to do with Tony, and Tony's the reason that Tony's has to be something to kill Thanos.
Mhm.
And so like I love what they did. I love it so much, and like it's so good, and it's funny because if you took, there's actually scenes in the first Avengers, which makes like these beautiful story arcs for the two major characters of Tony Stark and Captain America. And what the lines are is Captain America tells Tony Stark, "You're not the guy to lay down your life, put your life on the line for someone else." And it's just like, and then he kills himself in Endgame, and then in Avengers, it was a picture of Tony saying to Cap, "Everything special about you came out of a bottle." And then it's when he was holding Mjolnir, and I'm like, these are these beautiful stories that just,
Oh yeah, that's so true.
like they both came so far, like, and like how Cap was super trusting and naive, and then he
Yeah.
turned. It's a beautiful story arc, and I love those movies so much. I cannot. I love it so much.
Yes.
It was a good movie.
Yes.
Speaking of movies, I went to go see Detective Pikachu, Mother's Day. Yeah. Enjoyed that a lot.
Was it funny?
So here's the thing, I saw it with my sister and brother. My brother enjoyed it. My sister thought it was okay. I loved it, but that was because I'm a huge Pokemon fan, and they got so many little details right about Pokemon that I was just like a little kid, because
This is perfect.
and so funny thing, I told this to Huber before the movie started. In our well, actually, no, I'm not gonna mention that. Yeah.
Spoiler alert.
No, so I mentioned that they got so many little details right about Pokemon. Like, when I mean little details, so how much do you guys know about Pokemon?
Everything. I'm a Pokemon.
What is the
trainer.
famous line from Video Game High School? You don't know Shinola about Pokemon. That's me. I don't know Shinola about Pokemon.
So let's start with one Pokemon in particular, Cubone. Do you guys?
The death of its mother's skull.
So the thing is that Cubone is this little guy who has a skull on his head, and canonically, the skull on his head is a dead mother usually. Like, it's when his mother dies, he puts on the skull.
That's
Well, that's dark.
And
No,
the
it's
thing
not
is,
dark.
they actually reference that in the movie. Like, there's a
Yes.
Cubone on screen. Is like, I see that you're rocking the whole dead relative skull thing.
Yeah.
And it's just like, so they reference. You haven't seen the movie?
How, they don't know that. Stop dating this episode.
Yeah.
I haven't dated this episode. No,
Just
so
said Mother's Day. They know exactly
I never said what Mother's Day is relative to today.
My birthday's in 2 weeks.
Dang. Now we
Huber's
dated
dead.
this episode.
Well, they don't know his birthday either, except for those who know Huber.
There you go.
And they
Actually, I don't
know
even
him
think
enough
those
to
who know
his
Huber know. I don't even think those who know Huber's birthday.
I don't.
Dang. But
Oh.
and then
that
another
hurts, man.
line.
That hurt. I'm gonna jump into the moldy thing behind us.
He comes out a zombie.
Another thing is Charizard. Are you guys familiar?
Yes.
So it's a classic thing in the anime that Charizard's life force is directly related to his tail flame.
Yes.
So like if his tail flame goes out, Charizard dies. There's a scene where someone tries to take out a Charizard by stomping on its tail flame, and I'm like, that's just it's a little nugget that's like, they got
That's
so many.
mean. So is this like a movie where like the Pokemon universe is just as real as it is in the anime?
It's basically Pokemon exist,
Mm-hmm.
and the way they do it is that every town is your traditional Pokemon game, like Pokemon trainers. When you're 11, you go out, catch your Pokemon, become a trainer, train, fight, so on and so forth. But in the movie, it takes place in this city called Rhyme City, which is sort of like a Zootopia land,
Right.
where and I say Zootopia because literally like the shot of them walking through is like pretty much almost identical to like the shot from Zootopia, like the walking through a train station, like panning up at the sky and seeing all the different creatures. And so like it's a world where there's no Pokeballs, no Pokemon trainers, and everyone's just people have Pokemon. And this brings up an interesting question. It's commonplace in that town for everyone to have a Pokemon partner.
But no Pokeballs.
Well, like just a Pokemon they like walk around with, like a companion Pokemon.
Oh, like a familiar Pokemon.
That or like a Pikachu. Like Pikachu never went in his Pokeball, but he was always with Ash, sort of thing. And
Oh,
so
yeah.
here's a quick question: what would your immediate Pokemon partner be?
Don't know enough about Pokemon because I don't know Shinola about Pokemon.
Well, you
to make
can
that
name if you can name
Oh!
what
Squirtle.
you'd have a Squirtle.
I'd have a Squirtle. Squirtle. Squirtle.
I would have
Who are the voice actors of the Pokemon? I'm gonna find out.
a Pidgey.
A Pidgey, like not even a Pidgeotto or a Pidgey.
No, dude, that's too big.
You just have a Pidgey.
Yeah, dude. Just send
You
him
know,
to
people walk around with like Charizards as pets, and
That's
like
ridiculous.
even Panchamps, the panda one that's like huge, like a Snorlax.
Snorlax, then.
Done. Dude, a Snorlax wouldn't be bad. You just like cuddle with him. Mine would be my personal favorite in Pokemon.
A Japanese woman is the voice of Ash Ketchum.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Most young boys are voiced by women.
Sarah Natcheni is also the voice of Ash Ketchum.
No, but my personal Pokemon
Veronica
companion
Taylor is the English
would
voice
be
actor.
a Mudkip. Because Mudkip's my favorite water Pokemon.
Okay.
And
A
just-
nasty old man is the voice of James.
Oh.
Dude. Oh, I'm gonna. Okay. So have either of you seen the movie Coraline?
No.
Josh?
I've heard of it. I've seen the trailers though.
Wait, do you know the button eye thing in Coraline though?
No.
Oh. Josh, have you seen Coraline?
Yeah.
So in this movie, there is something Coraline-esque that gave me nightmare fuel.
Nightmare Fuel? What was it?
So I'm gonna say
Spoilers. No.
Yes.
No.
Spoilers for Detective Pikachu if you haven't seen it. Not really though. So they have a Ditto. You know what a Ditto does.
He did those things.
So Josh, Ditto is this purplish, pinkish blob of a Pokemon
Right. I
With-
think I remember.
with
Ditto.
dots for eyes.
Right.
And what he can do is he can transform into any Pokemon,
Right.
but that Pokemon will have dots for eyes. And it's a little creepy. In this movie, they have a Ditto that can turn into people.
I did it. Oh, that's
Nice.
weird.
And so there's scenes with these people with dots for eyes. I'm like, that's some Coraline level creepy crap. Because in Coraline, Huber, now I have to explain Coraline to you. In Coraline, there's this place called the Other World where all the characters have buttons for eyes.
Yeah, they're
And it's
freaking
super creepy because like they don't blink, they don't any. It's just like
I saw the buttons. I thought those were just normal.
no. Like they have
Okay.
normal eyes and then they have the button eyes. The button eyes get really creepy towards the end, and like because the thing is in Coraline they like steal your soul through your eyes.
Nice.
And then they like and you're trapped there forever without your eyes, and so yeah, it's a dark movie. All Detective Pikachu. All right, so Josh, have you seen the trailer for Detective Pikachu?
So I want to know, did they make the movie based off of the actual Detective Pikachu Pokemon card?
Game.
There's a game.
There's a game.
From what I can see here, there's a Pokemon card.
Well, yeah, they
Detective
actually handed out.
Pikachu.
They handed out Pokemon cards.
Your opponent reveals their hand.
Hold on, no, Josh, they handed out Pokemon cards during the movie. Like I have some Detective Pikachu Pokemon cards.
I
But
don't understand how you play Pokemon.
I've looked into it. It's a thing. It's
Isn't
like
it complicated. Like Magic was pretty easy, honestly.
I
but
mean, technically-
Pokemon-
Relatively.
Pokemon's pretty easy once you learn it, and that's but
it just looks complicated looking at the card.
yeah. I mean, but it's pretty simple. But like so yeah, it's based on the Detective Pikachu game to an extent, but it's a really cute movie. If you're a diehard Pokemon fan, you'll enjoy it just by looking at all the Pokemons on screen. Like, whoa! Like a Snorlax is blocking a street road, which is pretty funny.
Just walk around it.
Dude, no, you got to get that Pokeflute
So that's so.
and then
stupid.
fight him.
That's so stupid, dude.
Yeah, they were like, "Did you know a Pokeflute can wake up a Pokemon?"
It's like, oh, I have to go all the way to this place.
And then you come back, and then you're like, "Ooh," and then it goes, and you're like, "Wait, I have to fight this
Wait a
thing
minute.
now." And then if you miss it, guess what? Tough. You just lost the Snorlax.
Yeah.
It's one of your one of very few chances to get a Snorlax.
Yo.
That's one of your guaranteed chances to get a Snorlax, and they're so hard to get because they just sleep in full restore.
Did all the Pokemon in the movie have like a voice like Pikachu did?
So no.
What?
Well, it was sort of like in the rest of the Pokemon, they do explain how Tim is able to hear Pikachu. They do explain that.
That's good.
Well, I won't spoil that because that's actually a real spoiler. So like he can understand Pikachu, but every other Pokemon is like their anime counterparts, where they just sort of say their names.
Right.
Like where Squirtle will go Squirtle, and then like Mikalo, who works in the he just goes Mikalo. Lickitung like sexually assaults someone at one point.
Nice. Nice.
It's in the background, and there's this Lickitung who just goes licks this girl's whole body, and I'm like, that's
That's why it's PG-13.
Oh,
no,
I
it's
can believe
PG.
it. It's just PG? Oh.
Yeah.
I thought it was PG-13.
No, it's PG.
It's hard to believe Ryan Reynolds is in only a PG movie.
Yeah,
Yeah,
for
well,
real
it's-
though.
Dude, they have so many jokes that are so hilarious. Like one of my favorite jokes is so Ryan Reynolds is talking as Pikachu, and he's like, they only understand his Pikachu. They only understand his Pika Pika. It's like, they pet me, they grow me. He says, they pet me, they grab me, stick fingers in me. It's weird. and you're just like, and he talks so quickly. You're like, wait, what did he just say? he does use the D word once. He says the D word.
No, not Pikachu.
Not Pikachu, but well, it's Ryan Reynolds.
No, not Pikachu. No.
So, Josh, have you seen the Detective Pikachu trailer?
Yes.
So you know the scene with the Mr. Mime and they're interrogating it?
Yeah.
So that scene in the trailer, I was like, so, but in the movie, it's so much funnier because it gets super dark after what the trailer shows you.
Really?
Yeah, and another potential spoiler, but not really. So what happens is they're interrogating this Mr. Mime, and the only way to interrogate and intimidate a mime is by miming to him. And that makes sense. Like, a mime doesn't believe in real things, so it has to mime to it.
So you have to go.
And so what happened? No, this is what they did. The kid Tim, like, unlocks the box that he locked himself in and walks in, grabs a can of invisible gasoline and starts pouring it on him, and wants to light him on fire. And it's just like, and Pikachu just goes
freaking out.
Pikachu just goes like, it's like, you're covering him in gasoline. That's dark. I like it. And it's just like it just goes. Oh, I love.
Is Tim an older dude or a younger guy?
He's 21 in the movie.
That's good. That's a good age.
So yeah, he's 21.
That's my age.
And also, he meets this girl who has a Psyduck companion. I found Psyduck the cutest thing in the movie.
Psyduck.
Because a thing that you need to know about Psyducks, Josh.
The duck with the beak.
Well, something you need to know about Psyducks. If Psyducks get a headache, they explode. They essentially explode. And so it's this whole running gag.
Oh, there's Psyduck.
There's this whole running gag of, like, trying to keep the Psyduck calm so he doesn't explode.
That's funny.
And Ryan Reynolds, who can actually talk to the Psyduck's like, yo, calm down, buddy. It's like, it's like, everything's fine. And it just goes, Psyduck. And I found it the most adorable and cutest thing. And Caleb's like, Psyduck made me want to kill myself. Because his voice just, Psyduck.
Well, that's what he is in the anime.
Yeah, it's just
really
like,
frustrating.
And it's so, the movie, if you're a Pokemon fan, it's so much fun to watch, and it's a total blast.
Research. Interesting stuff.
Yeah, but...
Yes. Yes.
Yes. All right.
Yes.
We've been going for about 53 minutes.
Yes.
Oh, wow. So it is time to wrap it up, huh?
It's time to wrap it up. I got to go pee pretty bad.
Dude, you always have to go pee.
Yeah.
Bro, I drink so much water.
I go make big pee-pee.
I'm going to go make a big
Go
pee
make
pee.
big pee-pee.
It's going to go everywhere.
Can you make it not go everywhere?
Yeah, could you know? You can keep that contained. You.
I'm going to
disturbing
put it
human
on
being.
you and that. You can find us at Scatterpot Podcast at SoundCloud, the Scatterpot Podcast on YouTube, and Scatterpot Podcast on the
Can
Instagram.
you do that faster?
I could, but I'd go pee.
Go faster, and then you can go pee.
What's our
Scatterpot YouTube,
Instagram?
SoundCloud Scatterpot, and Instagram Scatterpot.
Well, everyone, this has been a wonderful episode again. We thank you so much for tuning in and
That's right.
listening.
That's right.
My name is Josh.
My name's David.
My name's Kanan. Oh, yeet!
Holy
And I'm going to go make a big pee. You have a good week, everybody.
You have a good week, everybody. We don't have no big pee-pee.
I have the biggest pee.
You have no pee-pee. Hey, stop that.
These dogs are going to chew this and die.
Dude, we don't let dogs down here. I
Never
still have
mind.
my woman. My woman is on my arm.